If you're working your butt off in your online store and you're wondering, where is my money? You are most probably making one of these 5 common mistakes that are preventing you from getting that steady income for your online business. So if all you have is just 10 minutes, then I suggest you implement everything that I'm about to share with you here, because businesses we work with have generated 6 to 7 figures purely following this strategy. Hey, my name is Silvia Myers, and together with my husband Kristen, we are the co-founders of the Traffic Ninjas. We are on a mission to help small business owners just like you turn that consistent and predictable income from their online store so that they never have to worry where the next sale, where the money is going to be coming from. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit that bell notification, and also comment below. Let us know how you like our content and what questions you have, because we are here to serve you and help you get your store to the level where you are getting those consistent and predictable sales. Look, I get it. You work so hard to grow your business, and instead of getting that steady income, you're probably wondering what is it that is going to happen next? And it can get really overwhelming. And sometimes you're probably wondering what's wrong with my product? What's wrong with my store? And perhaps you're wondering is there something wrong with me? So guys, I just want to assure you straight away, nothing is wrong with you, but there are some common mistakes that entrepreneurs make in their online journey that essentially prevent them from having those consistent sales and a steady income. So let's go through them one by one. Mistake number 1, ignoring your numbers. What you want to understand as an online business owner is that when you're selling physical products, there are some costs that are going to be involved in running that business, and you essentially have to work backwards. So first of all, you want to understand how much is your product costing you and how much is it that you can be selling it for, and what's left in between is called margin. And most of you are like, yeah, this is so basic, Silvia, I do understand that. Sure, you might understand that, but what you might not understand is that in order to get one sale from your online store, you might need 50 to 100 of the right customers looking at your product and looking at your offers, because the average conversion rate in an online store is 1 to 2%. So what it means is that you want to understand if you are leaving enough gap between how much the product is costing you to how much you are selling it for to drive enough traffic to your store to make that sale. Does that make sense? The other stuff that people often don't think about when it comes to numbers is, am I going to have any warehousing costs? And am I going to have to pay any duty? What is the shipping that I'm going to have to be paying? Are there any taxes involved that I have probably not thought about? And are there any fees, like payment fees or platform fees, that I'm going to have to be paying? So often these are the basic numbers that people tend to ignore that are essentially preventing online business owners from making money. Number 2, mainly online stores don't make money because they purely don't know who their ideal customer is. When it comes to selling product online, you want to make sure that you are as niched as possible, because if you have a store that's selling products to anyone and everyone, it also means that it's not cutting through to the right person, and therefore any online algorithms that are there to bring the right customer into your store are confused and are not sure who actually your ideal customer is, who is the person that is willing to pay a premium. And often if you don't know who your customer is, you are left just with discounting and making your store look cheap, but nobody wants that. We want to be selling high value, high premium products to a customer who is willing to pay for those products. But in order for that customer to pay a premium for those products, that store needs to reflect who that ideal customer is. So a big mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make in e-commerce is that they are not clear on who that ideal person is. So he's going to be really ready to pull out their wallet and buy. And honestly, if you're saying that my ideal customer is a woman between 18 to 65 years old, I've heard this so many times, that my products are great for anyone. Well, that's amazing. They can be great for anyone, but there needs to be a very defined target group that essentially represents your ideal customer, their emotions, their dreams, their results. What is it that they're after? And why is it that they are essentially willing to pay that premium price? Because that's where you really want to position your online store so that you can make as much money as possible. Which brings me to mistake number 3. Many online stores don't make money purely because they're just selling products. And you're like, hey, Sylvia, I am selling products. So what are you saying? Well, what I'm saying is that if you just sell products become essentially commodities, like selling gas or selling something that can be sourced from somewhere else. So if you're just selling a product, then you're running into the difficulty of your customer essentially doing a comparison and just buying a similar product on Amazon for cheaper, which is what you not want to do. Instead, what you want to do once you understand who your ideal customer is, you want to connect to your customers on a more emotional level. You want your customer not just to be buying the product, but to be buying the result, to be buying the experience, to be buying how it's going to feel when they have your product and how their life is going to be different because of your product. Straight away, that's going to position you in a completely different price category, because here we have products that are essentially commodities. It ends up being a price game, and here we are selling emotions that have a much higher perceived value. So always when you look at essentially what you're selling on your website, rather than just looking at it as products, try to think about it as offers and emotions that are helping your ideal customer achieve a certain outcome. Number 4, another reason why many online stores don't make money is essentially because they don't have the right traffic coming to their store. When people first open their store, they just simply think that people just gonna visit because, hey, I've opened a new shop in a shopping mall, so people just naturally gonna be walking by. Unfortunately, when you open a store inside that huge cyberspace, it's kind of like an equivalent to opening a store in a shopping mall that's not very popular, and you open it in basement -4 level behind a locked door, so nobody really knows it exists. So what you've got to be doing is driving the right traffic to your store. And as I said in point number 1, the average conversion rate for a store is 1 to 2%. So ideally, you want to be getting at a minimum 100 visitors of the right customers to your store every single day. Every single day. Okay, and mistake number 5 that's essentially preventing people from getting paid from their online store is purely not having a system. Like, how many times have I seen entrepreneurs that they're like, hey, my product is not selling, so I've changed the image, and then I changed the description, and then I discounted the price, and then I boosted the post on Facebook again, and then I did it all over again. Change the image, change the price, change the description. And then you're probably wondering like, oh my God, is there something wrong with my website? Is there something wrong with my product? And it ends up this whole circle of what I call mumbo jumbo, that mumbo jumbo of changing things, tweaking things, boosting posts, paying for ads, going on social media, making another post, and then over and over and over, really wondering at the end what hasn't worked and why is that, spending a lot of time and money in between. And that's purely because you might not have a system, an e-commerce system that will essentially help you to understand how you can get from A to Z with skipping the letters in between and really making sure that you've got all of the fundamentals in place to get the right traffic to your store and make a sale. Now, ideally, you want to have a system that's very measurable and trackable so that at every point you understand what is it that you need to tweak and how can you simply identify what you need to do next. A well-working system typically consists of 3 to 5 steps or stages, and it's easy for you to understand and tick where you are on the journey, and it's easy for you to track and measure your progress. So if you haven't got a system, I suggest you start thinking of creating one, because just driving traffic from Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, posting somewhere and then placing ads on different platforms, that's not really a well-working system. A well-working system is essentially having all of those pieces of puzzle together, crafted in a way so that it really ticks like a clockwork and you understand exactly where you are on the journey. So I suggest you start thinking about this if you don't have a system yet. If you do need help with that, you can have our system. Just comment below, type in a system, and you can have ours. No worries at all. So these are the 5 most common mistakes why online stores are not making money. First of all, they are ignoring their numbers, don't understand who their customer is. They sell product, not emotions, don't drive the right traffic and the right amount to their store, and don't have a system. If you like this video, do comment below, do let us know if you have any questions. If you're still here, make sure you subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.